from his days at Lille. Came to Chelsea after that victorious Chelsea campaign in the UEFA Champions League. Chose Chelsea above over that person. Real Madrid was in for him. Manchester United was in for him. Arsenal was in for him as well. A whole lot of clubs were in for him, but he decided to go to Chelsea. Came to Chelsea, did excellently well. This is a guy that wins games in Guardiola on his own, and he left Chelsea with an European trophy as well. Kachi, honestly, looking at these two players, you'd be like, okay, what exactly are we talking about here? Who should we give the flowers to? Is it going to be Eden Hazard, or is it going to be, of course, Alexis Sanchez? Who are you pitching your tent with? You're muted, as a matter of fact, Kachi.
Thanks for that. It's a very narrow one, but I'll give the slight edge to Eden Hazard, simply because of how he elevated the overall Chelsea play. For Alexis was like a key piece in a well-oiled Arsenal machine, albeit inconsistent, but it was a well-oiled machine. On their day, they could beat anyone. They just struggled to beat those who were members of the Big Six, as it were then. Eden, on the other hand, elevated a team that you could argue was mid to average, from formidable defensive shape, but nothing happening creatively from the middle to the attack. And that was what Eden Hazard provided. So because of how valuable he was to how the Chelsea of that period played, how decisive he was as well, I think I give that edge. And ultimately, they got an European trophy out of him.
Yeah.
Not saying he got to, he was the only one that played and won, but they got a trophy out of him.
And he defeated Arsenal in the final as well.
So that's the cherry on top. Also, I think you get to see how their departures from their respective English clubs played out, and it begins to let you know that sometimes, it's not always greener on the other side, and that's really not anyone's fault. Players are always naturally hungry, and you want to play for the biggest club. Alexis obviously tried his hand with Barcelona. To your point, you said yes, lack of starting opportunities. You might want to argue that, but I totally believe that if you play better during training, there is no way they would bench you.
No, not against a Messi.
But Eden Hazard, I think what Alexis would have over him, because I think this is, and to be really objective, this is how I see it. They have certain strengths that the other one does not have, and vice versa. Alexis, we know him to be a ferocious trainer, trains hard, works very hard, tracks back, helps the team. Like I said, a key member of a well-oiled machine. Eden was not the most disciplined trainer. I'm sure you've listened to the Mikel Obi interview where he talked about how Eden trained. However, Eden was the one that elevated a supposedly average Chelsea side to otherworldly levels. I still remember his goal. I believe it was in the FA Cup or Carabao Cup against Liverpool. Also goals against Arsenal as well. So there were some things that Eden did well that you say Alexis probably didn't do so well. I won't say he didn't do so well, but just
not as much as Eden did.
Exactly. But when it comes to training and the hunger for the game, you definitely have to give it to Alexis Sanchez. His failure at United wasn't for lack of trying. It really was because the United team. It's now that you look back, you realize, man, that United team. I think
Alexis was just greedy. Alexis was supposed to go to Manchester City. Not United.
City, but come on. When I believe it was trying to remember the Brazilian guy now who played for AC Milan, played for Madrid, and played for City. I can't remember his name for the love of me. Anyway, this guy said he thought he was going to Chelsea because they told him
Robinho.
Robinho because they told him it's the Blues, and he ended up with Manchester City.
That guy is just a liar.
Sometimes you go where the money is the biggest for you and they secure your future.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
520K as of then. That was no small money, man.
Come on.
Any that. And I can remember it's on Vayne at United. It was on the piano. Like, okay, Alexis, you're gone. Bye. We'll see you later. But of course, nobody expected the decline that we saw
It was
in Alexis at Manchester United. Nobody expected that. It was
too drastic of a decline.
Yeah.
It to make you wonder if Arsene had an inkling to that and knew that, okay, this guy wasn't training at the level he was
before.
And only because he was a key cog of, like I said, a well-functioning midfield triumphant, that they were able to hide those shortcomings.
Yeah.
And the suitors in Manchester United and Manchester City did not see it. But then because what Arsenal is doing now is the reverse of what City did the last 5 to 6 years, which was go to Arsenal, raid all Arsenal from Guy Clichy to Adebayo to
Kolo Toure.
You can just mention
Sam Nasri.
It was just a case of go to Arsenal and get them to play and win the title. So Arsenal is only doing what City did to them 5-6 years ago.
All right, perfect. And of course, to another one, and which is I don't know, it's not so elaborate, but it's a topic we're discussing. What